Donald Trump's mental decline continues to accelerate in his rapidly deteriorating presidency. Another day, another major transportation catastrophe. Yesterday, a SEPTA train, that's Southeast Pennsylvania, a SEPTA train went up in flames. Fortunately, nobody was injured. A 6-car train carrying roughly 350 people from Philadelphia to Wilmington caught fire Thursday night in Delaware County. The train was evacuated, fortunately, with no injuries. Service to Wilmington has been halted. The cause of the fire is under investigation. Donald Trump has staffed his cabinet with people like Pete Hegseth, who you see right here, as Donald Trump talks about sending troops to occupy Gaza and to, quote, move the Palestinians to other land that Donald Trump says he has a deal for, which he doesn't, which other Middle Eastern countries said would cause a massive war in the Middle East. As Donald Trump says he's going to level Gaza, here's the man right here who will be sending your children in the United States to clear bombs in Gaza. Or how about this guy right here, Sean Duffy, who is the Secretary of Transportation, who got famous on the Real World reality TV show and the Real World Road Rules Challenge. Donald Trump's brain is complete mush. We need to call it what it is. Serious cognitive decline. If you know somebody in your life who has dementia, I'm not saying this is what Donald Trump has. I'm just saying if you have someone in your life who suffers from dementia, it looks a little bit like this. Play this clip.
The water comes down from the northwest parts of Canada, I guess, but the Pacific Northwest. And it comes down by millions and millions of barrels a day. And I opened it up.
Now, that was Donald Trump at a speech that he gave yesterday at a national prayer breakfast. Donald Trump believes that first off, that Canada borders the United States through California, that Canada's on the north of California, and that the northern border of California, and that you can turn on a faucet and that ultimately the water will go to southern Los Angeles to put out the fires. Like, let's be clear. First off, Canada does not border California on the north, number one. Number two, that's not how it works. Trump imagined that he turned on a faucet. What he did do is he sent the Army Corps of Engineers to California to drain a random reservoir in the north of California onto farmland, depriving the farmland of the billions of gallons of water that they need for the summer, destroying perhaps what they were going to be doing in the summer. And so he can take credit for turning on a faucet that has nothing to do with Los Angeles or the fires in Los Angeles. Then Donald Trump talks about the horrific plane crash from a week or so ago over Washington, D.C., where the helicopter, the Black Hawk helicopter under the control of the Defense Department, that's under Hegseth line of command, and a American airliner crashed into each other. This is how Donald Trump describes it in his own words. Again, totally demented. Play this clip.
And bells would have gone off when that helicopter literally even hit the same height, because it traveled a long distance before it hit. It was just wouldn't stop. It was, follow the line. But bells and whistles would have gone off. They have them where it actually could virtually turn the thing around. It would have just never happened if we had.
And here Donald Trump takes credit for Christmas or something. Here, play this clip.
Remember in 2016, I was a whole big part of my campaign. You're going to say Merry Christmas. Well, now they do it again. But we, I don't know if you...
Again, totally demented, deranged, psychotic. Meanwhile, you had Elon Musk posting AI images of himself and memes all day. This, as we learned, a 23-year-old representative from Elon Musk's Doge was granted access to the Energy Department's IT system on Wednesday by Energy Secretary Chris Wright, sources told CNN. This despite the objections from people in the agency, which controls access to information about U.S. nuclear weapons. So let's be clear. DOJ has already raided the Treasury Department. There's an injunction blocking Elon Musk and others in DOJ from getting access to the Treasury Department payment system, but who knows what information they've already got. They went and did this to USAID. They basically fired everybody from USAID. According to all reports, they intend to destroy the Department of Education. Donald Trump said as much, that he's going to have Linda McMahon, the Secretary of Education, who hasn't even been confirmed yet, destroy the agency. They say they're going to destroy the Department of Labor. And all the while, Elon Musk sends his people into all of these agencies, environmental agencies, oceanic agencies, all these things, tries to take the data, and apparently they got into this other one right there. Also, while all of this is going on, we're just learning the cruelty right here. Demonic cruelty, the purest distillation of evil. So now people who were subject to life-saving clinical medical trials based on the support and aid that USAID was providing, because they are not getting funding, they're basically abandoned in the middle of clinical trials. As Laksha Jain says, to me, this is actually worse than not providing the care at all. You've now dragged all these people into experimental trials. You put devices into their body, and now you're pulling the rug from them and endangering their lives in many cases. We put them in this position, and now we change their mind, and they're screwed, and they're probably going to die. I'm just thinking about all the kids abroad, all the children, women, men, whoever, who are going to literally die because of this cruel and unusual and disgusting administration. Look, there's been some court losses for Donald Trump, like a Reagan-appointed federal judge in Seattle yesterday who issued a nationwide injunction blocking Donald Trump's executive order, which sought to strip birthright citizenship from Americans born to two undocumented parents. The Reagan-appointed judge said, quote, "It has become ever more apparent that to our president, the rule of law is but an impediment to his policy goals. The rule of law is, according to him, something to navigate around or simply ignore, whether that be for political or personal gain. Nevertheless, in this courtroom and under my watch, the rule of law is a bright beacon which I intend to follow." Powerful words from a Reagan Republican judge right there. Also, another injunction was issued blocking Elon Musk, as I mentioned before, from access to the Treasury Department payment records, although there was a representative approved by the judge at the request of the Department of Justice. But it turns out that the DOJ staffer, this guy Marco Ellis, deleted X account that advocated for repealing the Civil Rights Act and backed a eugenic immigration policy and wrote, quote, "You cannot pay me to marry outside my ethnicity." This was the judge-appointed person who the DOJ said would be responsible. That staffer for DOJ, whose access to the Treasury payment system was approved by a judge, resigned after links to a deleted social media account that advocated for racism emerged. All the while, you have all the MAGA Republicans like James Comer out there giving interviews saying Elon Musk is the greatest. Look how transparent this billionaire is. This richest man in the world is taking all the data. We love it. We love it. This is what they're saying. Play this clip.
I find it ironic that they keep referring to Elon Musk as an unelected bureaucrat or whatever their terminology is they're using when they've stood silent over the past 4 years when unelected bureaucrats have seemingly been running our country. They've been operating their agencies without any oversight, without any accountability, and they've been doing what they wanted to do, whether it was letting employees work from home or enacting policy like forgiving student loan debt when clearly the law didn't state that. I support what Elon Musk is doing. He's being very transparent with the American people. He's tweeting out multiple tweets per hour saying what his goals are, and I think it's what the American people want.
Yeah, well, I guess.
Also, you've got MAGA Republicans giving interviews saying that we, the people, saying the American people should suffer, should feel pain for Donald Trump and Elon Musk. If we believe in their genius, he says, we need to suffer, feel pain, be miserable, because in the long run, they're going to help out. This is what the MAGA Republicans are saying. Pain, sacrifice, suffer. in silence. Here, play this clip. This is MAGA Republican Mike Flood. Let's play it.
See a menu of options that'll come out in March, and it will be littered with a collection of ideas, some of which Americans are going to really not be for. But hey, if we don't sacrifice, if we don't understand that this is going to be a painful process, nothing's going to change.
More news as well. A federal judge temporarily blocked the Trump administration and Doge head Elon Musk from implementing their federal employee buyout until at least Monday. We call that a fake offer here. The lawsuit filed by a number of unions seemed to agree with that characterization. Number one, the appropriations, there's no appropriations to even do this buyout, so the buyout would be unlawful. Also, the buyout was coupled with a threat. You don't take the buyout, you're going to be fired. So that's not exactly a buyout. That's what's called a threat. Also, the United States got humiliated by Panama once again. U.S. government, according to the Department of State Post, U.S. government vessels can now transit the Panama Canal without charge fees, saving the U.S. government millions of dollars. That's what our State Department wrote. And then the Panama Canal responds because somebody might want to tell the Panama Canal because it seems like they have no clue. In response to a publication released by the United States Department of State, the Panama Canal Authority, which is authorized to set tolls and other fees for transiting the canal, reports that it has not made adjustments to them. The Panama Canal Authority, as is indicated, is fully prepared to engage in a dialogue relevant United States officials regarding the transit of U.S. warships. So in other words, more lies. Now, let me just show you this clip right here because I think it's important. Here is Democratic Congress member Ted Lieu, and here he is. I just wanted to make sure we all fact check Donald Trump about turning on the water or whatever. Ted Lieu's from California. Watch what he has to say. Let's play the clip.
I just want to explain. When you solve for the wrong problem, not only do you not get the solution, you can cause harm. So Donald Trump has it in his mind that somehow there's a spigot in Northern California, he's going to open a valve and dump water to Southern California. Here are the facts. Southern California's reservoirs are at near record levels when this fire happened. Didn't matter because Donald Trump then ordered the Army Corps of Engineers to release over 2 billion gallons of water that almost flooded farmland, if not for the local water districts that pushed back. But guess what? This water was saved for the farmers for the summer season when they needed the water. And so the president wasted all this water that isn't even reaching Southern California. It's going to evaporate for a PR stunt. So this was a harmful, ludicrous action to solve for the wrong problem.
Then Donald Trump was just making more deranged posts throughout the day. And in his final act of cruelty, Donald Trump evicted the former Coast Guard commander, Linda Fagan, from her home with 3 hours notice. They had originally given her 60 days, but then Donald Trump basically sent thugs, his Gestapo, to literally extract her and have her remove her belongings. Were still in the house. She was one of the most accomplished people in the Coast Guard in general, was the first female leader of the Coast Guard. And Donald Trump fired her, defamed her, and then she had 60 days to leave her house. That was paid for by the government, but Trump didn't like that, sent literally his thugs in to throw her out of the house while her belongings were still there. I guess I'll leave you with this photo right here. On the left, you see the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, Charles Brown, CQ Brown, General Brown. And then on the right, you see Pete Hegseth right there. You could just see how chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, CQ Brown, is kind of looking at him as this is the interview where Hegseth was like, we think outside the box. We're thinking outside the box by occupying Gaza. And that's the face of the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff next to him. Anyway, thanks for watching. We're very close to 4 million subscribers. Hit subscribe. Help us get to 4 million. Thank you so much for watching and have a great day.
Hey, Meidas Mighty. Love this report? Continue the conversation by following us on Instagram @MeidasTouch to keep up with the most important news of the day. What are you waiting for? Follow us now.